Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex and this is going to be part 7 of this NALCAP guide and vlog series. And in this video we're going to be talking about how to get your background check and apostille translated into Spanish and ready to put in the visa application. This video has been a little bit slow in coming out, and there's been more time between the last video and this video than I wanted there to be. But before I jumped down here and posted this with recommendations for going through this process of getting translated, I wanted to make sure that everything went smoothly so that I didn't recommend something that might go bad. But I have officially gotten my translation and everything has gone perfectly well. So I want to make this recommendation for you guys who are maybe wondering, how do I get it translated? What do I need to do? Where can I find a translator? That's the biggest one normally. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This will be a brief video and we'll get you on your way to getting ready for that visa application. Alright you guys, so now that we've gotten our FBI background check back with the apostille, first of all we can breathe a great sigh of relief, because that is the step that everybody seems to have the biggest struggles with, as well as the anxiety about. But now we've got to get that translated before we can send it off to actually apply for the visa. So that's what we're going to talk about now. So initially, just how do we know that we need to get it translated? Well, we need to be following through the instructions on our consulate's website about what we need for the application. So just very briefly, I'm going to show you how to get to that guideline that we need to be following, and then we'll talk about where you can go to get your background check and apostille translated. Okay, so here at the NALCAP homepage, if we scroll down and look on the left over here at applying for a visa, that's where we want to go. So if we click on this page, then it's going to take us to where it talks about applying for the visa, and we're going to scroll all the way down. And this is where you're going to find the list of consulates. Now, I've talked about in the past how to go about finding out which consulate is yours, but by now you probably know which consulate is yours. So you're simply going to click on your consulate and go to the page for instructions for the NALCAP process. Now, my consulate is the Houston consulate. For the Houston, and I believe it's the LA consulate, it's going to take you to a table of contents. We're going to click on the link for the instructions for NALCAP. So for example, if I click on the Houston consulate, it's going to take me to this page right here. And you're going to see this table of contents, and then you're going to see different types of visas: study visa, researcher visa, internship visa, general, blah, 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 blah. And down here at the bottom, it says the language and culture assistance visa. This is going to be what we're going to click on. Okay, if you go to the LA consulate, I believe it's LA, it's going to look basically the same, and it's going to have the NALCAP link down here at the bottom. We're going to click on that. Now, for any of the other consulates, when you click on it, it's actually going to take you directly to the instructions that you need. It's not going to take you to a table of contents, so it'll take you directly there. They don't all look the same, okay? So forget about if you've read anything about somebody else's experience working through this process. If they aren't using the same consulate as you, just forget what they say, because it could be very different. And that I cannot stress enough. I will be stressing that now and especially throughout the next video. You need to follow exactly what your consulate says for you to do. Okay, so for me, for example, I'm the Houston consulate. So when I go to their home page, I'm going to click on the NALCAP, and it's going to take me to this page right here. Okay, so this is the Houston consulate's page of instructions for applying for the NALCAP visa, the visa that we're going to be using for the NALCAP program. Now, you may have heard already that essentially the NALCAP visa is just a student visa, and that's correct. Okay, but just make sure that you're following exactly the instructions that that you need to. Okay. So for Houston, for example, here's the instructions. Now this is what I'm going to be walking through in the next video, which should be coming out within the next week. And you will see here that I have highlighted right here where it says background checks and apostilles must be translated into Spanish by a certified translator. Now, you may be asking yourself right now as you're watching this, okay, but what if I'm not the Houston consulate? Do I need to be watching this video about translating the background check? And I'm going to say yes. Before starting to make this video, I went through every single one of the consulate's instructions, and every single one of them requires you to have your background check and apostille translated before you send it in. So what that means is that when we send in our visa application, which is what the next video will be about, we will be sending in the background check original with the apostille original. That's what's going to be, you have stapled together. And then we're also going to be sending in a translation of both. Okay? So, every single one of the consulates, I'm going to repeat that, every single one of the consulates requires you to have it translated. Currently, as of spring 2023, which is what it is right now, maybe 5 years from now, it will change. Maybe next year it will change. So make sure, of course, that if you are reading this in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, hopefully people are still watching these videos, finding them helpful. Make sure that you're checking anything that I say. But as of spring 2023, okay, June 30th, 2023, all of the consulates require you to have it translated, which makes sense because you're going to a Spanish-speaking country. So what do we need to do to get it translated? Well, it has to be translated by a certified translator that's recognized. So here's what I did, and it was very, very easy. Okay, getting to the point of the video. SpanishGroup.org. Okay, now this is a business that is certified translators, and they will even notarize it for you before they send it to you. Okay, so if you go to the SpanishGroup.org, and I have already done all of this, I have my translation back, which is what I was waiting on to make this video, make sure everything went well. So I can recommend this with full confidence that it works. SpanishGroup.org. What you're going to do is you're going to go here, and down here in the bottom right, you're going to click Order Translation. You can get a quote, but there's no point. And the order translation is going to tell you on the next page, which I'm going to show you, how much the price will be. Okay, so you're going to go here, you're going to go down and click Order Translation, and it's going to take you to this page. Okay, so you're going to select your languages, and it will probably already be defaulted to English from English to Spanish, but they also do like all other languages that you can possibly think of. And unless you're running right up on the time where you need to be getting this, you're going to just leave it at 1 to 2 business days for speed. And then down here, you're going to put your email address, and you're going to upload your document. Okay, so you are going to need to scan your background check and apostille into a PDF format. Okay, there are different ways that you can do this. If you have a printer at home that has scanning capabilities, you can scan it that way. Just make sure that if you scan it that way, you are not ripping the staple. Okay, there are also apps on your phone, which is what I did, where you can scan pages and then kind of like adjust the settings and then email it to yourself and then download it on your computer and blah, 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 blah. Okay, and that's what I did. Or probably there are businesses that will scan things for you. I haven't thought about that. But if you have a phone, just try to find like a free scanning option. Or there are also little scanners that you can buy. But probably you or somebody close to you has a scanning app or simply has a scanner at their house. So anyways, scan your documents in. Okay, you need the apostille and the main page of the background check. Once you have it scanned in and you have it on your computer, you can upload it here to this box and then come down and select your service, okay, under Part 4. What we want is what it auto defaults to is the certified translation for official purposes. Okay, and this is where we're going to see the price. It's $24.99 per page. So you're gonna have, you know, basically 50 bucks, all right, for the whole thing, because it'll be 2 pages. The main page of your background check and the apostille will be 2 pages. Get that in there, upload it, and leave it on for official purposes. Okay, this is for like consulate purposes, all right. And then we're going to scroll down some more, and you're going to be able to select notarization, okay, if you want to do that. Now, it's not always super clear on the consulate pages if it needs to be notarized, but I would just recommend going ahead and doing it. The notarization just means that the translation is, you know, it's official. It's as official as it can be. Now, you may be asking yourself, okay, why would I need to notarize the translation if I didn't even need to notarize the background check itself? Okay, because the background check and the apostille are federal documents. They don't need to be notarized. They actually really can't be notarized. They are federal documents. But this translation is not a federal document. It's a translation of a federal document, but the translation itself is not federal. So I would just say go ahead and get it notarized for another 20 bucks. So that gets us up to like, what, $70? Okay, so if you want to notarize it, get it notarized. Down here, you're going to click on 2 pages. Okay, you want it to say 2 because it is 2 pages. It is the background check and the apostille. Okay, then you're going to click checkout. You're going to get to review everything, make sure it's all correct, and then you will be able to pay, and you will be able to select how you want it sent to you. Okay, now it's going to give you the option of having it emailed to you, which is free, okay, no cost, and also mailed to you. I would do both. That way you can have, you know, the official one that they print out, and that's what you can send in to the consulate, and you also have a backup just in case something goes wrong. And for me, I just chose the standard shipping, and it ended up being about a week that I got it in the mail. Okay, so not too long. But that is how you are going to go about getting this translated. Again, I used the SpanishGroup.org. I really kind of wanted to use an individual translator because I like supporting small businesses and individuals and things. But for these videos, I just decided to go with something super official, and that way I know it would work, and it would be also super easy to get to and just straightforward. So that's why I wanted to show you this SpanishGroup.org. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that it's been helpful for you. If you like this content, please hit that like or subscribe button down below. But stay tuned, especially for the next video, which I plan to have out by next weekend, in which I'm going to walk you through step by step everything that you need to make sure you have in your visa application before you send it off to the consulate, and how to send it off. This will be the culmination of all our hard work to try and get this visa put together. But of course, it won't be the final video in this channel. I'm going to continue posting videos and tutorials in this process because there's still more things that need to be done, especially once we get to Spain. But in the meantime, again, I hope this has been helpful. I'm Alex. Till next time, peace.